And welcome back everyone to the FX Open Invitational Series. I am Unstable, joined here by Railkin as we jump into our map number 2 between FXOWhale and IMseed. Atlanta Spaceship is going to be the map this time. Of course, Seed are currently up 1-0 in this matchup, taking down game number 1 on Daybreak. So, without further ado, we have up here at the top right, we have our teal Protoss is going to be IMseed, going for a Nexus first. And then down here in the bottom left, always fighting to get his hatchery. Whoa, what? Okay, maybe not fighting to get his hatchery down is going to be FXOWhale as our red Zerg. He's already got his pull down first. That's very unfortunate for Seed.
He did it again. He did that last game too. He was circling with the probe. You could see he was trying to block it, and he just wasn't circling the right area, and Whale just reacted immediately. So good reactions to Whale.
Yeah, absolutely. So game 1 was very, very passive from both players, and Seed playing for that one engagement to win all. And then caught Whale like in the corner. He was stuck in between his spine crawlers, managed to get a vortex on absolutely everything coming out.
I'm face palming right now thinking about vortex, because not only did it get every single broodlord, it got every single infestor. There was absolutely nothing Whale could do. Like, he had a ton of infestor energy, and people like the theory craft about dropping, infested Terrans to block the vortex and keep the Archons out, blah, blah, blah. But all the infestors were in the vortex, so he couldn't even think about doing that. It was just...
Yeah.
Every single high-value unit was stacked on top of itself, which you can't do versus some other ship.
Yeah, well, it comes down to that Seed was playing the game to have that one engagement, and that's how it paid off for him. Personally, I'm not a fan of strategies like that. Just because it's like a coin flip kind of scenario in a lot of ways, but it worked out for Seed, and now he's currently 1 up, so he has one more map to go into the winners match here to see if he can take down Whale. Of course, Quantix Illusion and who else was in the bracket? Crazy Moving, that's right, are in this group as well, so it's a very tough group for all 4 of these players. But Seed recently off his extremely strong GSL performance, so we'll see how it goes.
Just watching these two players, and honestly, I'd probably just expect another Stargate. It's been Stargate Fest,
Yeah.
the FX Open Invitational number 6. It's just been, oh my god, Stargates everywhere. And Whale looks like he wants to delay his gas again. Because it was working out alright for him. He was doing fine until that vortex. So he's got no real reason to have to change his game plan. He did a really good job of shutting down the air aggression. Better than most people do, but it looks like we actually have a 1-gate robo from Seed, so we could be getting a mortal timing attack, or maybe he just wants to go really quickly to the Colossus. We'll see.
Well, it comes down to the options here for Seed. It's very difficult for a Protoss to take a third base on this map, as we've seen time and time again throughout the course of this tournament. So going for any kind of 2-base timing, it does work out well for him. And you can do anything from the sentry drops to immortal timings to anything really. But the size of the map really doesn't help out that much. We do see Seed coming forward with a couple of Zealots and a Stalker, but of course Whale going for the very low gas for the first 10-15 minutes in the game. So he hasn't actually started he's just started his gas now. Hasn't actually put drones in it, but it's going to be a while before he gets link speed to really push that off, but Seed's realized what's going on and backing off before he gets caught out of position. And then Warp Prism coming out, so we quite likely, considering I don't see any more gateways just yet, unless he's going to throw them down all now, but he doesn't have that many resources, we're probably just going to see a sentry drop.
It could be. We'll see what happens. It's interesting, because we always talk about, oh, this map isn't very good to get the third base for the Protoss on. And for the most part, we haven't really been seeing the Zergs abuse that. They've been going to the quick third base. Whale did make a bunch more extra Zerglings than usual to see if he can maybe try and delay Nexus, but it seems like a lot of these games, the Protoss has been getting to late game, and then they've been winning most of the games on this map, because they've been able to get to that late game situation relatively unharassed. So we'll see if Whale, does a little bit better, because we've seen in a lot of the situations when the Zerg player does apply pressure in the mid game, it kind of makes it difficult. But later game situations, the layout of this map is not that bad for the Protoss army.
Yeah, well, we do see the Stalker and 3 sentries put up into this Warp Prism is coming through. It looks like it's barely going to just come on the outside of the vision of the Overlord here. Let's have a quick look. No, it is going to be completely fine. Unless the Zerglings come around at at the worst possible time here for Seed, but
Well, he
he's
has
going to
to
get in
fly
here.
through these two overlords to get actually into the base.
He
So
does, but he can. That's very low reaction time. And look at this. He's actually. Is he going to get the Zerglings out? Oh, the Queen just barely pushes him forward, but then he could actually force field them all in the top there. There we go. Does realize he can't actually do much because the Zerglings got down in time. Why? That's not a good idea. Yeah, there we go. But now Whale is expecting this. He's going to keep that Queen in position. Probably going to keep a couple of units in his main at the same time as well. And he's dropped out the rest of them, so without speed, these Zerglings are going to have a hard time actually coming in. It looks like Whale's going to pull all of his drones, actually force fields that ramp. He's actually going to catch quite a few, then catches the Queen here. We got the Zerglings coming in from behind.
all
and
the
he needs
sentries.
Oh, the sentry's too close to that ramp at the moment, and the roaches are going to come down and clean that up eventually anyway. But still going an okay job here for a lot of them. He's going to get one sentry away. Is he going to pick up the zealots, or is he just going to leave them there to die? Nope, going to leave them there to die.
If you look at that, he only lost 4 drones, which
Yeah,
is pretty good.
and the Queen.
It bought him a little bit of time, and he's already got his 3rd base up, which, I mean, now he's got a lot of units out. He can use these to just hang around the 3rd base and look menacing, just to delay it even further. So that actually went really well for Whale. It was a solid defense. He gave up a few drones just to buy some time, and now he's sitting really solid. He's in a really good position right now. You can see that Seed is actually throwing down extra tech, so he is not actually going for the 3rd base right now. There's a Robotics Bay and Twilight Council being made right now. So it looks like he's staying on 2 base for a little while, and Whale is already on 75 drones, so he is golden right now.
Well, with that Spire coming out, it's down at his 3rd base now. He will be able to get to tech switch in Immutus if he feels like it. Because with the composition of this army here from Seed, he can still do a follow-up to come out and try and catch Whale being a little bit too greedy. But as you're saying, he's at his drone count now. He's going to start pumping out his units. We've got 4 Stalkers again going to go into that Warp Prism, come around and be frustrating here. He's going to have Blink by the time he gets around to Whale's base. And that's going to keep Whale on the back foot while he probably tries to take this 3rd base here. But as I was saying, it's more so the fact that Zerg can reinforce him as the speed links get across so quickly, which is why it's really difficult for the Protoss to take that 3rd base. And
Check out the Robotics Bay right now. Seed is actually going for the Warp Prism speed before Colossus range. The Warp Prism did survive, and he just wants to really keep harassing with this to try and buy some time and maybe use that to be all over the place, maybe get a 2nd Warp Prism. We've been seeing people do that.
Yeah.
And try and use that to secure his 3rd base. But it's very interesting, because that tells me that he's going for the late game, because he's certainly not going for a timing attack without range.
Well, it'd be fruitless to actually do something like that at this point in time. He's going to pick up those Stalkers, get away. The 4th base over here for Whale is very vulnerable at the moment. But yeah, if he tried to do any kind of attack coming in, it just would not pan out well. And we do see the Mutas coming out already, flying across the map, which we spoke about when that Spire first came out. And there's not actually that many Stalkers here in the unit composition for Seed. He's actually coming down to secure his 3rd, while the Mutas coming into the main, straight into that mineral line. And they're going to get quite a few kills here on these probes. Seed taking a second there to actually pull his probes, and lose quite a few of them right now. And there is actually only one pylon powering all of this. If he actually pays attention and goes for that, it'll be very difficult. But he's actually going to target down this Nexus by the looks of it as he gets out. And he also is going to try and come in at the 3rd base here at the same time, but he was forced back as the Warp Prism has spotted his 4th that I was talking about earlier. But he can't really shut down the Warp Prism yet without those Mutas.
He's actually on a direct collision course with that Warp Prism, with the Mutas right now.
Yeah.
He's going to catch it.
Oh, very nicely played there by Whale. And it just comes down to he saw where the Warp Prism was going away from his 4th base. With +1 now coming in for these Mutas, Seed is going to be forced to attack into Templars and throw down some extra cannons for defense. And Whale now taking a 5th base. This looks very similar to the last game. However, the difference is without that 3rd base with the extra gas, Seed cannot go into that that late game tech. He just can't do it. There's not enough gas available on 2 bases for that.
Also, Whale's got his 5th base coming up at the triple gas expansion, and that is not a base you want to let the Zerg have at this point in the game. It is really bad, because then he can just start going crazy. He can start making infestors while just teching up to everything else. Late game situations, he can make a lot of banelings while still making expensive units. It's really bad if the Zerg player can secure this base, and there's not really anything Seed can do to stop it right now because Whale has complete and utter map control, so things are looking really, really good for Whale. He's got a pretty big supply advantage. These Colossus still don't have range is the other issue. He's cut himself at 2 Colossus, and he's just not bothering to get range for them, so they're going to be rather forward and easy to pick off if there is a big engagement.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of Zealots down here at the bottom right, and Whale's like trying to run away, at the same time the Zealots are trying to chase him. He's gonna get the Queen.
Yeah, up at the natural, there was a little bit of a mini engagement. Whale trying to get in there and take out some of the sentries because they were in a kind of a bad spot up at the front of the army. Seed did manage to protect them, but he used a lot of energy, threw down some force fields and guardian shields.
Why was these Zealots
kind of
chasing
dancing.
the Queen? Like, they could have just targeted down and killed this hatchery. I don't understand why they were over there. But anyway...
I think he wasn't paying attention because of the little mini engagement that happened up at the natural at the same time, and then they were just too far away to be able to do anything.
Yeah. Well, Whale going to Hive now. He's got all the extra tech coming through. He is maxed out compared to the 144. Sorry, just a little close enough for Seed. But because Seed hasn't had this third base up, he doesn't have the gas here. He's only just now getting his Templar Archives out. Whale is going to have a bank now. He's going to be able to start throwing units at Seed. And he can bounce back and forth between these two bases quite well here. We've got Zerglings coming into the natural as the mutants come over here to the third base, blinking forward here by Seed, and that's actually going to let the Zerglings get into the natural. There is no Zealot there. He's going to be able to run straight in there, up into the main if he wants to, and these mutants can come back into the third as well.
Now.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't finish it! That was actually going after the Templar Archives because he saw that that was researching. So he's going to be able to get that, but he's so close to unpowering everything. He's going to get the Templar Archives as well, but go over, kill the pylon!
Yeah, well, we do have the mutants come in back into the third base during that, gets a Colossus, and he's going to get all of these cannons down. And is he going to be able to target down the Nexus before these Stalkers get here? I don't think so, but he's going to go toe-to-toe with the Stalkers. That's not a good idea. Well, there we go. He has backed up, coming into the natural again. But the Zerglings are still alive in the main base still. He's actually borrowed quite a few of them. And this is what I mean by you can just bounce back and forward through these bases with the mutas and just be so frustrating.
Yeah. Oh my god, he caught all the probes with the
Oh!
Oh my god, he's just completely outmaneuvering these stalkers, just hanging out in this little area between, and he's got good vision. He sees every time he blinks, he just goes the other direction. These Zerglings can pop up as soon as these Zealots leave and finish that low health pylon. The stalkers are now going out towards the fourth base. I'm not sure why they're out here unstable. That's going to let the mutas do whatever the hell they want. They need to come back into the base now. He seems to have realized his mistake, but that had to have been a misclick. What was that?
I don't know, but he's got his... He should be trying to get rid of these mutas now anyway, just trade them as best he can. Because he got 12 Corruptors on the way, Storm has been restarted. Where's that? There it is, it's on the left-hand side. These mutas could actually target it down again, and that would be hilarious if he comes back in and gets that. But Whale is now starting to get his spine crawls up. But remember, we had this similar situation in the last game, and Seed still won it with a really nice Vortex, so anything can still happen.
Whale was not this far ahead in the last game.
Yeah.
Like, Whale is in a position where he could get such a ridiculous
Oh, he's going to get the Templar Archives again. And
he actually unproved the Zerglings to go for it as well, but I don't think he's going to get it.
He can sacrifice the mutas if he wants to, and I think that's exactly what he's going to do. No, he's being indecisive. He could have gotten that if he wanted to, but at the same time, we got a lot of Zerglings coming into the third base. Yeah, there is still 2 cannons, but Whale going to be forced to back up. He can't fight this army with the forces that he's using right now. He's got 12 Broodlords being morphed down here at his third, and that's when he's going to start really putting the hurt onto Seed. The benefits of the massive map here is Seed will have a little bit of time to try and get stabilized, but he's mined out in his main. He's pretty much mined out in his natural. He needs to get those extra bases coming in. Whale's not going to let him. We got the mutas coming back into the main. As some Zerglings try and distract him, the Templar Archives will go down. However,
yeah.
Storm did finish in time.
Yeah, it finished, but like
he's stuck on these 5 Templar.
And nothing else. He can't really make any more Templar. He can't even like think about making the mothership right now. He just doesn't have enough money. He's got to try and expand here, but the moment he starts sending units up here, Whale's going to be all over his main and his natural. Like, there's more Zerglings burrowed in the natural again. They're going to unburrow and go after some of these buildings here. Just be really annoying.
He's getting a lot of probes with these Zerglings, actually.
Like, this kind of pressure is never really going to stop because Seed is just really far behind. And Whale is just not letting him catch back up. He's just keeping the pressure up just to keep Seed harassed. And if he keeps playing really well, the only way that Seed's going to get back in this is if Whale makes a big mistake.
Well, we do have a lot of Zealots coming down here to try and take on the 4th base, but with the Mutilating here, it's going to be cleaned up. And that is something that Seed really couldn't afford to lose right there. We still got Zerglings burrowed yeah, in the natural, but the cannon's going to finish up given vision soon. Here comes some more Blink Stalks. He's going to finally take this base out. But it's a little bit too late for him there as well, because we have the Fleet Beacon on the way. Whale needs to start making his moves soon, otherwise he might get caught in the same situation as last time, and that is never going to be fun to have happen. Storm's going down on these meters and Ling's at the 4th base as well, though, but he's targeting down the Templars with high energy because he can't remake them just yet.
Yeah, the Templar Arcade was already rebuilt, but like, yeah, it's a big hit to lose those Templars without energy because he's really strapped for gas. He can't really afford to be replacing a lot of those. He is going for the mothership just for a clutch vortex, but that base that Whale just lost, he was only using it for the gas, and he has the triple gas expansion still, so he's still fine when it comes to everything. He does have a lot of drones over here at the low mineral expansion. We've seen Zergs do this repeatedly, like send some of those drones over the 4th base where there's more mineral patches. But what is he doing up here with his army?
Yeah, well, he has to make something of it here at the moment. He's getting caught. A lot of these units getting caught, actually. Storm going down on those Broodlings, not going to help out too much. He's just seeing the pure army size of Whale, and now this should be Whale's key to move across the map. But the mothership is on the way. Where is it coming out from? No, it's the main. Okay. Now remember that the robotics bay was also killed during all of that stuff as well, so that's why there's been no Colossus either. And Seed's just been getting his techs,
Slaughtered.
yeah, it's just been taken out over and over and over again. We got an Ultralisk Cavern on the way for a tech switch there as well, but I don't think it's going to matter because these Broodlords are just cannot be contested here by Seed. The Infestors underneath them. We also have Banelings. Yeah, it's just...
That's a lot of Broodlords, in case you weren't aware. 16, just a couple. Oh my god.
Seed's going to try and go for a counterattack, but with the amount of spines sitting down here at the 3rd base, if you didn't catch him on the screen before, it's not going to make a difference here. And Whale, is he coming? He looks like he's coming back and trying to delay it a little bit longer. This could be a mistake by him.
I think it's alright. I mean, if he can get this army, then Seed's pretty much screwed. He just killed his only mining base. And see, the only way he could give this back is if he allowed this army from Seed to kill all of his bases. So he's coming back to try and deal with this army. He's not really concerned about Seed rebuilding anything at this point, because he's just completely broke. So he's trying to take out the army. With no economy, if he has no army, then he'll just be forced to GG.
Well, he's tried to cut him up
Seed
there.
is just straight up running away. Like, he does not want to fight this, but the Templars are all going to die.
Yeah, he does get a couple of nice feedbacks off, but it's not going to matter here. He's just pushing forward. We do have a couple of meters running into the natural, seeing that there's no mining here at all anyway. Whale's still 50 supply ahead. He has all the high-tech units. The Observer's hiding in this Broodlord flock anyway. We do have the mothership out. He does not have a vortex yet, but here comes some Banelings running in straight next to it. He might just blow up the entire probe line. So he still could try and stay in it, but he is going to lose this Nexus, I think, regardless. As his Whale is caught up a little bit. He needs to spread out his Broodlords. There we go, not making the same mistake from game number 1. There goes the vortex completely, yeah.
Oh, he rolled the Banelings in!
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But he's coming a blink under the Broodlords here as he comes forward, and Neural Parasite just went down on a couple of the Stalkers. Not sure how that's going to work. Banelings blowing up on all the units that were inside of that Vortex, and looks like we are going to be going into a game number 3 here as the Mothership is the only thing left to actually stay alive here for the entire army, because there's actually no anti-air. There's the GG coming out from Whale, and we are going to tie up the series with some couple of nice games so far, actually. So let's be right back with game number 3, see who takes it down.